Okay, I'm going to try to do this as steadily as I can, but I'm holding the camera by hand. So I think we all know how annoying it is to manually hit up, down, right, left, select to pick letters on the on-screen keyboard. So using a Samsung S4 Mini, which has its own infrared blaster in it. They only put the blasters in the S4s, the S5s, the S6s. Why Samsung discontinued that feature, I will never understand or forgive them for. Anyway, so I've customized this keyboard so it's got all the letters in the same 6x6 arrangement that you see on the keyboard, on the on-screen keyboard behind me, right? And I've also added search and space bar and backspace, and then multiple backspace, which is a trash can. So as you can see, I've got Frasier just as an example, but it doesn't have Frasier, right? So I'm just going to hit trash and watch how the letters just all go away, right? And then it will return back to the O. I always have it return to the O position. I could have picked any center letter, O, P, U, V, but since the numbers are so rarely used in the search, I decided to go with the upper row instead of the U or the V, because you're almost always using letters, so why make extra infrared signals that you don't need? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and type the matrix. And you don't need to actually watch me type, but I'll go ahead and do it. M-A-T-R-I-X. And there it is. Okay. Now, let's say I made a spelling error and I want to go back a space. Now the X is gone, it just says matri. And there's another one. Now it just says M-A-T-R. Or we can hit the trash button and erase them all. Okay. All right, let's do the. T-H-E. And now we're going to do the space. And now we'll do M-A-T-R. Yes, of course I found it just without the, but I just want to demonstrate the space bar function. And there you have it. So of course you're thinking, sure, that works pretty cool on Netflix, but does it also work on Amazon? It does, but unfortunately not as well. Of course, they have to do it just a little different. You'll see they have the same 6x6 matrix, but of course the space bar is on the bottom instead of the top, the way it is with Netflix, as is the backspace. Also, when you go to search, it doesn't land on the O the same way it does on Netflix, so I had to modify and make a different search button for it, but let's give it a try. Okay, so that landed on the O, which is where we want it. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the matrix. So there's your T. Okay, there's your H. Okay, now we're going to do the space bar. Okay, well, it's landing on O every time. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it goes one space off. I don't know why. I even put a 500 millisecond delay between infrared signal sending, which I don't like that I did that because it slowed it down just a smidgen on Netflix, but okay, there we go. So we're back on O, T, R. Maybe we can see the matrix is already there, but I just want to go through a couple of more letters, and we'll go to the X. See how it hopped up to I? It occasionally does that on this damn Amazon app. And it doesn't do it on Netflix. Netflix, it's a little more reliable. Okay, so I manually put it back to O. So I'll do a backspace. That seemed, see, now it hopped up to I again. Now watch, it's inconsistent. I'll do another backspace, and maybe it won't do it. See? It's really annoying. I don't know why it's inconsistent, but it is. Anyway, and this clears the whole thing. And see how it ran all the way up to the C instead of landing back on the O? It's not supposed to do that. I don't know what the hell. I'll hit clear again, even though it is clear. See? And now it landed on the O. So it sort of has a mind of its own. It's a little frustrating. And I've tried absolutely everything as far as after each letter entry, taking the cursor off the screen and back on to see if it lands on the same place each time, irrespective of what letter. But no, of course it doesn't. It goes back to whatever the last letter was. So in other words, if I go right from the R, go right off the screen and then come back on the screen, it'll land on the R. If I go right off the F, it'll come back and land on the F, which really sucks. It would be nice if I could go off the screen no matter where I'm leaving the screen from, and it would land on the same letter. So I could use that as my jumping off point instead of the O. I don't know. It's inconsistent. And then I've done it on the left too, where I've gone to the search feature and then back. Nope, it lands on the same letter that you leave it on, which I'm sure the schmucks who made this app in the television thought that was the right thing to do, but it really, really sucks because there is an inconsistency, as you saw. But is it better than not having it at all? Yeah, you better believe it is.